pleasure to come to you each week with pioneers in our community who have been laboring to empower the least of us for so long. And tonight we have the distinct honor and privilege to bring to you, and I'm going to introduce to some but present to others, none other than the distinguished gentleman, my mentor, Congressman Danny K. Davis. I mean, if you don't know, I personally believe that he's the hardest working congressman in the Congress. And I tell you, I don't know where you get that energy from, but I sure hope and pray that the Lord allow me to have the energy that he gave the congressman. And that's why I hang around him and kind of keep rubbing on him, so I can get some of that energy he got. Because I'm telling you, he put some of us young bucks to sleep with the energy he has. But with that being said, listen, thank you all for tuning in to Fathers Who Care. Fathers Who Care, of course, is a nonprofit organization that was founded by Congressman Davis's Father's Family and Public Policy Task Force some years back, when the congressman put out a clarion call to folks saying, if you really have some concerns, if you really wanted to empower the community, come on over here and talk to me and join one of his task force. So we took up the challenge some many years ago, and we're still here because we're still doing the good work. And I just thank God for allowing the congressman to still have the passion, the spirit to empower the community as he has. And so I really want to use this show to talk about, something specifically touching to our heart. And that is, we're going to talk specifically tonight on some of the things that's going on in our community. We're going to talk about the state of affairs with the federal government. We're going to get a chance to talk about something that the congressman been talking about for the last month or few weeks or so, more than that, I believe, the tax credit. Then we're going to talk about some of the other good things that the congressman is currently working on, specifically in the area of mental health and recovery, among other things. I mean, if you know Congressman Davis, then you should know that Congressman Davis does not rest until he has to rest, but the congressman is all over doing the work to empower the people. I also want to echo or share with you that on August the 21st, the congressman will be resuming our back to school parade, book bag giveaway, vaccinations, and Taste of Austin. If you all remember, that used to be the event we used to do a few days. And so the congressman has brought it back to the community again. That is how we celebrate each other through the holidays, through August exactly. But that's our Bud Bittigan parade. They have the other one out south. We have ours on the west side, and this is the largest parade on the west side of Chicago. And we thank our congressman for the work that he's been doing. I personally think it's more, I believe our parade is better because we be loving on the folks, feeding the folks, empowering the folks, bringing young folks together, all the good stuff. So I believe in the work that we're doing, not knocking the south side, but I'm west sider. And I just say I like the parade. Ours better. But anyway, listen, again, you're watching Fathers Who Care. Our number here is 312-738-1060. Thank you all so very much for tuning in, but give us a call if you have any questions you would like to share with the congressman. We have the congressman here. And again, we at Fathers Who Care believe that any man that's physically capable can make a baby, but it takes a real man to be a father. So we're going to talk specifically tonight on how to empower folks, how to engage folks, civic engagement. That's one of the congressman's passion, is making sure that he empower young folks, that he bring young folks up, that young folks continue to organize the community, that we share our concerns, that we come together and rally for social justice, that we actually put the work in. So with that being said, I'm going to say to you, thank you so much, Congressman, for laying this foundation. Thank you for all the work that you have done for all of these years that you've been in public life. And I just need to ask you this simple question before I go any further. Are you running again?
We announced on Sunday that we were in fact kicking off our campaign for re-election. And so we are indeed running for another term in office. Walter, I must confess that I feel good. I feel good about so many things.
And you should.
One, I feel good about the fact that you have taken the concept of fathers who care. And yes, we did start as an entity to talk about father needs and fatherhood. And we had some great events. The person who staffed the committee at that point was Ben Montgomery.
Yes, yes.
Of
Rest
course,
soul.
Ben ultimately passed away, but Ben was a great staffer.
Absolutely.
But you took a concept and turned it into a private, not for profit, institutionalized community organization and have just simply been doing wonderful things with it. And that's creativity.
Yes, sir.
And so I'm just so very pleased that you've done that. And I say thank you for the work that you do. The young teenagers and young people that you inspire, motivate, activate, stimulate. And that's what work in the community really means. I mean, I appreciate all the things that are going on, but when you ask the question, how are the children?
Yes, how are the children?
And if the children are doing well, then the society is doing well. Because the songwriter had it right when he said that our children are the future. Teach them well and let them show the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride. Let the children's laughter remind us of the way we used to be. And so thank you for the work that you do. And I say that with all sincerity. And it's so good to see you around in the community, with children in the neighborhood, working for the poor, working for the disadvantaged, helping the people under the viaduct, working for the homeless, trying to get mental health activity for those who need it, trying to have prevention for those who don't understand even what it is. So I'm delighted to be here, and I thank you for what you do.
Well, thank you, Congressman. Thank you, Leroy, and thank you, Shamira, and thank you, Beverly, who has tuned in on us. Of course, we do have with us today our Congressman, the distinguished gentleman of the 7th Congressional District, who just told me on this show that he announced last week that you were running for re-election. Did I just hear that correctly, sir?
I am, because the environment is, there are so many wonderful things going on in our country. And if you have an opportunity to influence what happens in the country, then you're not just talking about one neighborhood, one community, one west side. The good Lord has blessed me to the extent that I've been able to influence national decisions, decisions that affect everybody that fit the category of what those decisions. For example, I was so pleased when we were able to make sure that even people in the penitentiary,
Yeah. Yeah.
those
Share that,
individuals
Congressman. Share
that people forget about, and while people may not know it, we are the most incarcerated nation in the world. And of course, disproportionately, black men are the largest part of a population group that's incarcerated. We were able to make sure that people in the federal penitentiary got a stimulus check. And that was not the intent of the Trump administration when the pandemic got bad and really got going. We were able to do that. The Congressional Black Caucus and a leader on that particular issue is none other than Danny Davis.
And we appreciate
And the
that.
communication that went to the president and to the Internal Revenue Service was a communication from Representative Karen Bass, who at that moment and that time was chairman of the Congressional Black Caucus, Danny Davis and Bobby Scott, two members of Congress who probably more than any others deal with the interests of incarcerated people in terms of what we do.
But Congressman, I have to share this because you just didn't say it just now, but I'm gonna do it. Congressman, every year you allow us in the community, and you kind of challenge us to go ahead and keep doing the good work to empower people who are currently incarcerated. This year, Congressman, as opposed to us visiting the prisons that we would normally do with you personally going with us, you were able to work with the state of Illinois, the director of the state of Illinois, I think it's Director Jeffrey, to allow us to go into, via Zoom, to allow us to go into at least 10 prisons all the way to Menard, Vienna, Pontiac, Stateville, and just to name a few, it was 10 of them. We was at a Breakthrough Ministry who allowed us to form to stream live from Breakthrough on the west side of Chicago with folks' loved ones, their children, their significant others. And these guys were allowed to be in various different locations and we was able to have telecommunication, direct intervention, direct access to each other. The folks that were in prison were able to talk to their own loved ones for Father's Day.
Their own children, and to sit there in the gymnasium with children and mothers crying because they were able to communicate with their incarcerated fathers who were behind bars and say, "Daddy, when you coming home? We love you, Daddy." Mm-hmm. And one lady got carried away. And she said, "You know what I got waiting
Oh yeah,
for you."
oh yeah, she sure said it.
Come on.
She so said it.
She said, "Come on out of there."
Yeah, I got something for you.
I mean, it
was
to be
emotional,
able to bring joy
Yeah,
to the faces and hearts of others.
yeah.
There's no greater thing that one can do in life, as far as I'm concerned,
And it was nice.
than to see that happen and to feel it.
It was
So,
emotional, Congressman. It
Yeah.
was extremely emotional. The folks had, I mean, it wasn't like we had them in this environment and we tailored what they could say. They were able to have direct contact with their significant others in whatever prison that we were having up there at that time. I'm talking about we went as far as Menard, Vienna, Stateville, Pontiac, Sheridan, Logan, not Logan, I don't think it was, but we had all the different prisons, but I know we had 10 of them.
10 of them, yes, indeed.
So thank you, Congressman, for the work. And not only did you do that, then you brought the Director Jeffries to the West Side, where he came out with open heart or open arms to talk to us about ways that we can empower our significant others or those we love who are currently incarcerated when they get out. Of course, you have already made it possible for folks to get resource directories, get contacts to us, and all that good stuff. But Congressman, let me ask you another question because I really thank you. Thank you, Tamla, for watching, Leroy, Beverly, and all of you guys. Thank you for joining the Congressman this evening. Congressman, you've been talking specifically this week. I want to go to that. And you've been talking with, I think, Reverend Tommy, and you told Reverend Tommy that you wanted to do something on the west side of Chicago that you already do, but because he had a passion about something, which I don't know you to deal with anybody that say they got a passion about something and you don't help them to do it. I just don't know you to be that way. You're always empowering folks. But Congressman, we're in the process of bringing together a program or a rally, a march, a big event where we're going to address treatment on demand. We're going to address recovery. We're going to address poor mental health. Why are you? I mean, you're always doing this work. I know you to do it because I see you doing it, and I'm in it. But why are you so compassionate about addressing mental health, recovery, and treatment on demand at this time?
There is no health need other than the pandemic, perhaps right now. But the biggest health need on an ongoing basis in our society is mental health. And I'm saying there are people who are frustrated, filled with anxiety, and then there are people who are caught up in a drug world
Right, right.
where opiate, just drugs have them. You see people out on the street dancing in the street.
Yes, sir.
You see them fighting the wind just because dope got them, drugs got them constrict. I mean, they just be boxing with the wind. They standing in the middle of the street. I'd be afraid they're gonna get hit by a car.
Yes, sir.
Or get run over. So we've got to do all that we can to reduce the use of opiates, to reduce the addiction that people have, reduce the reliance upon external stimulants and substances. And that's what Recovery Month is about. So we are trying to bring together, and anybody that we didn't call and get involved already in terms of reaching out to you, if you want to join us, because there's a meeting coming up Wednesday at 9 o'clock at 700 South Clinton at Task, and we're planning a big recovery effort during the month of September. If you want to join, just call us up 773-533-7520. I was just heartened to see a room full of people when we met the other day. People from St.
absolutely.
Leonard's
Yeah.
House.
Task.
People from Task.
Breakthrough.
HSI.
You name them.
HRDI.
Yeah.
Individuals. We want to have the biggest recovery effort during the month of September.
Now, this is a national, state, local, and county and city event we're doing this. Am I correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's I'm seeing. There are millions of people in our country who are addicted. There are people who need something in order to go to sleep. They can't go to sleep unless they get drugged up.
Yeah.
There are people who can't wake up unless they get drugged up. And we want to reduce that. Plus, many of the people who go to prison because of their association with drugs. They're trying to sell them. They're trying to steal them. They're trying to get them.
You have a call, Congressman. You ready to take this call?
Yes.
I want to thank Papa Tamala Milan, say she loves you. Papa Peapod Thomas say hello. She's watching. Leroy say keep up the good work. So let's get that caller. Caller, you on the air. We have the congressman with us this evening, the distinguished gentleman of the 7th Congressional District. What is your comment or question, please? Hello?
To you as well, Reverend Jones. I want to say too bad that you're not running for mayor because our city is really torn up.
So I think we're having a little technical difficulties. When they clear that up, we'll come back to it. Congressman, tell me about this tax credit. You've been talking about the tax credit on and on and on and on, and it began to help people who are destitute, going through some challenges. But anyway, they was paying, from what I gathered, there was some tax credits that was being just allotted to folks since July 17th? July
Well, it's
15th.
money.
Go ahead, talk to me.
It's absolute money. Part of the problem that many people in our country have is that they are poor. They don't earn much money. They're unemployed. They lost their jobs with the pandemic. Thousands of them never had a job. And if they had a job, they weren't making enough money to take care of their needs. Many children, when they're growing up, money, the blues singers say the best things in life are free, but you can give it to the birds and bees, 'cause I need money.
Money.
He went on to say, your loving give me such a thrill, but your loving don't pay my bill.
Watch out now.
I need money. And so this money has been appropriated, it's been approved, it is available for children. Anybody in our community who earn less than $75,000 a year are eligible for this money if they have children under the age of 17. Any family, if there are two people in the family and together they earn less than $150,000 and have children, they are eligible for this money. If those children are under 6 years of age, they have for them $300 a month for this whole year. So that's $3,600 for one child.
For one child.
If they got two children under 6, then you're talking $7,200. $7,000. If you work at McDonald's or you work in the fast food industry, if you drive a taxi, there are all kind of jobs I can think of that people do not earn $75,000 a year.
Right.
If you fit any of that, this money is for you.
I got a question said, will it be sustainable?
We don't know. It's for this year. I'm saying it started July the 15th. They started sending the checks out to people who pay income tax and who file income tax, even if you don't pay, if you file. But if you didn't have to file, like there are a lot of people who are not required to file income tax. If you live on Social Security or SSI, you don't have to file income tax. If your income is so little, say you got 3 or 4 children, and you only get maybe $20,000 or whatever.
Yes, sir.
You're not required to file. But if you don't file, then you got to fill out some forms applying to get your share of this money. And you can call the IRS, or you can use your computer if you got one. But in all likelihood, you don't have one. I'm saying many people don't have computers. As a matter of fact, we got money for that. If you don't have a computer, or even if you got one, if you make less than $98,000 a year, you can get $100 to buy a computer. And you can get $50 a month to be connected to the internet.
Congressman, let's get this question. Another one. Caller, your comment or question, please. Caller?
Good evening, Dr. Davis, U.S. Representative 7th District, and to you as well, Reverend Jones. Too bad you're not running for mayor. We could use a person of good character like you. When the police turned their backs on the mayor when she was in the hospital, we got to look at how many
So as we
times
have
she turned her
technical
backs on
difficulties,
people in
Congressman,
Chicago.
go ahead and share with us what's going on with, should people wear masks? Should people get vaccinated? I apologize to the caller. I was having some technical difficulties with trying to hear your comment on this thing. It was a lot of static. So if you would call us back again, we would entertain your concerns, but I was having static on the phone. But Congressman, please go on. The question was, why should people wear the mask? And question is, Congressman, should people get vaccinated?
There are millions of people who've already gotten vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
And if all those people were stupid or ignorant or dumb, I just don't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
If the scientists, if the richest people around, if all these people are getting vaccinated, there must be something to it. If all these doctors and college professors and scientists who've spent their whole lifetime studying and all, if they are being vaccinated, there must be some to this vaccination business.
Yes, sir.
And so I want to be with the folks who are exercising scientific instructions.
Mm-hmm.
I got 2 shots, neither one of them didn't hurt. I didn't even know I had done it.
Mm-hmm.
I had no soreness even in my arm. I was so glad to get vaccinated, I didn't know what to do.
So are you telling people something here? What are you saying?
I have put on events that have gotten at least over 20,000 people vaccinated myself.
Mm-hmm.
My staff and I have put on events with the Near North Health Center. We've put on events with the Born Losers Motorcycle Club.
Yeah.
We've put on events with block clubs, with churches, with the Rising Sun Church.
Mm-hmm.
We vaccinated 1,200 people at the Rising Sun Church. We vaccinated 990-some people at the By the Hand Club. So we vaccinated people at 43rd and Berkeley. We have also distributed over 30,000 face masks. I distributed 10,000 that Willie Wilson gave me to distribute.
I remember that.
Dr. Willie Wilson. And I've been all over Chicago and out in the suburbs with Dr. Willie Wilson distributing face masks.
Congressman, we
House
got
of Hope.
about a minute left. Congressman, I want you to do me a favor. Tell us what's going on the 21st.
21st, we have our 40th annual back-to-school picnic and parade. We
Yes,
didn't
sir.
have it last year, but I think things are such we can have it this year. Everybody's invited. We have book bags. I bought at least 2,000 books to give away
And
to
you always
kids.
do.
And I want kids to read and learn how to work these computers and learn how to do all this stuff. I got a motto that say good, better, and best. Never let it rest till your good becomes your better and your better becomes your best. Everybody come on out on the 21st, and I'm going to be at the Bud Billiken Parade too.
Absolutely. Listen, we want to thank the congressman for coming out. We know the time on the wall is saying that it's time, but we want to leave you with this thought. Please help us to prevent carjacking in your community. Please put the guns down, save a life, love on our babies, forgive our babies, trust our babies, save our babies' lives. And remember, if someone is out there trying to hit a bump and run on you, Don't leave your car stranded. Park in safe conditions. Please be aware of carjacking in the communities, and please, guys, put the guns down. Let's work together. Let's love on each other that we can do better in our community. We love you so much. God bless you. And according to the time on the wall, we'll have to see you all next week. Thank you so much, Congressman Davis. If you need the Congressman's office, his number is 773-533-7520. If you need to get in touch with Fathers Who Care, we are at 773-287-5821. Thank you all for tuning in. God bless you, and good night. So, Father, thank you, Congressman, for coming in with us this evening. We thank you so very much.